So what I want to talk about is loving kindness that is available to all of us, but what gets in the way of us being able to have access to it? Like there is a voice. There's a voice that's inside of us that sometimes can be critical or can be worrisome, you know, that can keep bringing up things that you wish were different. So these kind of things, this voice, everybody has it, right? I mean, I wonder about the enlightened saints and gurus. I think that they also have the voice, but what happens is that it doesn't affect them. It's just like a cloud passing overhead, and they stay in their vibration. So yeah, so we're gonna do a little healing around that today. So just take a nice deep breath and settle into your seat. And just start to sense yourself, being aware of your feet on the floor. Using your breath to bring your consciousness more deeply into your own space. Sensing into your lower legs, just bringing your attention into that area of your body. And sensing into your knees. Again, breathing right into this space. As you inhale, just imagine that your breath is filling this part of your body up. And as you exhale, just settle more and more into your own space. And bringing your attention up through your thighs. Just noticing what it feels like in your thighs. And then bringing your attention right into your own pelvic floor, the very seat of you, feeling the weight of your body, the presence of your physicalness. And there at the base of your spine, right there, the first chakra, the root chakra, start to envision a line of connection going all the way down, center of the planet, and hooking in strong. And this time, as you inhale, envision your breath coming in through your nose. And as you exhale, that it's going all the way down your grounding. And letting your grounding be your communication with the earth. Even if you're in a high-rise apartment, it still is. It's very fun to ground in a plane. So that connection, your body made of the earth, communicating with the earth. and also a way for you to let go of any energies that don't serve. Another nice deep breath, exhaling with that intention. Whatever's not serving can simply be released all the way down the grounding, just like a drain at the bottom of a shower. So part of achieving, or maybe achieving isn't the right word, but a part of experiencing inner peace is having that benevolent silence within. And what is loving kindness? Loving kindness actually is a type of peace. So notice if you personally have that inner voice or the inner critic. And the phrases that I most often hear from my clients are, "You're so stupid," or "You should have known better," or "I always make that mistake. Why am I the one who has to deal with this?" So what you might become aware of is sometimes there's a separateness. So it's like you, you made a mistake. You are doing this. This is your fault. And sometimes that voice is like, I made a mistake. It's all my fault. And that probably speaks to, things that we heard as a child or somehow absorbed. So, and sometimes it's not even a voice. Sometimes it's just a feeling. It's a feeling of suffering. It's a feeling of heaviness. And so I want you to, in your mind's eye, that sixth chakra, right there behind your eyes, just bring your awareness up into this place. And out in front of you, and if you don't see it, that's totally fine, but you might know it. You might get some kind of word or an impression. So however you receive the information is great. But see if you can like get an image or a word or an impression or even a color. What is your inner critic like? You might even see a face. You might see your mother's face. You might see a teacher. Or you might remember a voice. It sounds like your father, or it sounds like a religious person. So just see what kind of impression you get. Because this inner critic, even though it seems like it's you, it's actually not you. It's a layer on top. And if you can start to visualize it, you can start to separate it from you. Just notice it. Notice the color, notice the voice, the feeling, whatever it is. And now, as you look at it and you see it as a separate thing, maybe ask it a question. what is its purpose? What does it want? What's its main message? And remember to ground and breathe as you take a look at this. For some of us, this voice is actually trying to protect us. Don't do it. It's not safe. Don't go. You always get hurt. You. For other people, it's to keep them in a particular vibration. And that vibration might be one of feeling bad about themselves because we don't know why. Because maybe that's what made the original speaker comfortable. Maybe that purpose is to keep you small, keep you a child. Just notice, what does that voice really want? What does that energy want to achieve? And just take a breath and notice how you feel about it. How do you feel about this inner critic, this inner thing, for lack of a better word? Notice how you feel about it. And also ask yourself, do I need this? Do I really need this? For some of us, that inner voice is comforting because then we know who we are as that lesser being, as the frightened one, as the suffering one, as the one who makes mistakes. Just take another breath, a nice deep breath. Exhale out. Sometimes we allow that voice to stay with us because otherwise we'd be lonely. Who are we without this voice, without this thought? Wow, you might become loving kindness itself. You might be filled with inner peace. Now notice where you might feel something in your body as we're talking about this. Some of you might feel sadness around your heart or in your belly. Some of you might feel anger. I hate this voice. And whatever you feel, I want you to now just acknowledge it. Could be hatred, could be frustration. It could be something else that I didn't name. Whatever you're aware of, how do you feel about this voice? And notice where you feel it. So go ahead now and just bring your attention into your lower belly. And bring your breath right into your lower belly. Just take a big breath right in here, feeling your belly expand on the inhale, and then exhaling it all the way down the grounding. And do that a couple of times here, just breathing into your belly, exhaling it out, letting it go. And then bringing your attention up into your heart and chest. Just feeling right into this space, your heart center. And breathing in here. And in fact, as you breathe in, just go ahead and imagine the breath is actually breathing in right into your heart. And as you exhale, whatever's not serving can just be released all the way down the grounding. And a couple of breaths here. And then bringing your attention right up into your head center, your sixth chakra. And envision the breath going right into this part of your body. And exhaling out whatever doesn't serve. And then from this place, envision the golden sun above your head, big, beautiful, sparkling light. And let this golden light also be filled with that inner loving kindness. And then invite this golden sunlight right in through the top of your head. And take the time to just envision it, imagine it, sense it. This light flowing in, filling you up like a beautiful shower of sparkling sunlight. And that this sunlight illuminates everything from the inside out, like a beautiful golden channel all the way through the middle of you. And then your arms and your legs filled with this light. Now, out in front of you, create a fresh mental image picture, just that inner visualization. You can look at it as a soap bubble or as a TV screen, whatever works for you, and just ask for the image of loving kindness to show up. What does that look like? Might just be a color. It might be one of the goddesses. It might be one of the gods of compassion, whatever shows up for you. And just notice what's there. I had a teacher in sixth grade, and she was the kindest, sweetest person. I've never forgotten her, even though it's been 40 some years. Who is your image? What is your image of compassion? Could be a beautiful flower with sweet petals. Whatever's there. And if you still have that image of the inner critic next to your image of this loving kindness vibration, put them next to each other and see what happens. I have found that the inner critic is actually very afraid. So we're going to just also allow that critical inner entity to just get a healing. And so you want to ground that inner critic, give it a grounding, and fill it up with golden light, its own gold sun. Take a nice deep breath, exhale out. And imagine that your inner critic is connected to the divine light, that it is grounded into the earth, and that it is connected to divine light as well. And just notice what happens to it as it gets this communication from divinity, and it's also grounded. And then, like a soap bubble in the sun, just let it go. It just pops, just like that, and is released, becomes pure energy. and the vibration of your own loving kindness. Let's take another look at that. And envision the golden light coming right through that loving kindness. We all have it. It's a part of our own personal divinity. And invite it in right into your space. And notice where it wants to go. It might move around. It might fill you up totally. And just breathe into it. Just let it breathe with you, expand inside of you. Until you are loving kindness. Until you are loving kindness experiencing a human life. Let's meditate together for about 5 minutes in silence. So on your own, I would encourage you to meditate on this for much longer than 5 minutes. So before we close, I'd love to hear anything that anybody would like to share about their inner critic.